Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. This is Hellimli or halloumoti in Greek, a delicious Cypriot savory cake that you can make with a few simple ingredients: olives, mint, and of course halloumi, arguably Cyprus's most famous product. It's very easy to make, and at the end of the video I will also show you the gluten-free version. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is dissolve 12 grams of fresh yeast in 100 milliliters of water with half a teaspoon of sugar. If you're using dry yeast, you can halve the amount, so 6 grams. Then I'll throw in 400 grams of bread flour, but it should work just as well with plain all-purpose flour. Then 1 teaspoon of salt, 60 milliliters of olive oil, although some recipes use even up to double this amount. And finally, an extra 200 milliliters of water. That's 300 milliliters in total, which will yield a very wet dough. You can reduce the amount of water if you prefer a bread-like texture, but Hellimli is more often prepared as a soft savory cake rather than a bread or focaccia. So much so that there is also another method to prepare Hellimli, with a liquid butter and baking powder, as if you were making a sweet cake. For the same reason, you don't really have to do a lot of kneading. I've only combined the ingredients with a spoon first, and then with this hand mixer for a couple of minutes. At this point, there is no need to let the dough rest and then fold it. I'll simply let it proof for about an hour. In the meantime, I'll work on the other ingredients. I'm going to halve 200 grams of kalamata olives so that they get distributed better in the cake, but you can use them whole if you can't be bothered. I'm also going to chop an onion, and I'm going to dice 225 grams of halloumi, the cheese the cake is named after. And it's already time to get back to the dough. I'm going to grease my hands with some olive oil, and I'm going to deflate it. As I said, there's actually no need to fold the dough. You can see that it's quite wet, and the texture after baking is meant to be very soft rather than to have a strong structure to it. So after preheating the oven at 200 degrees Celsius, I'm going to go ahead and throw everything in: halloumi, onion, and olives. I'm also going to add 2 tablespoons of dry mint, and then I'm going to mix everything well. I'm using a silicone spoon, but you can also use your own hands. Just make sure you grease them well again. I'm actually going to add some oil to help me with the spoon as well. And now I'm going to take a cake tin that I previously greased in olive oil, and I'm going to transfer the dough into it. Then I'm going to drizzle some oil on top to help me distribute the dough more evenly. Plus it will also give the cake a nice golden crust. As a finishing touch, I'm going to sprinkle some sesame seeds all over it, including some black ones as well. Now, you can also set it aside for 30 minutes if you want it to rise a bit more. Otherwise, you can simply bake it for 45 minutes like I'm going to do. Depending on your oven, you might need to lower the temperature to 180 degrees Celsius for the last 10 minutes or so if you see that the cake is browning too much. In any case, it's good to prick it with a toothpick before taking it out to check if it's done like you would for a sweet cake. And here it is. I will have to let it cool down for at least 15 minutes, then I can slice it up. With olives, halloumi and mint, this is definitely what I would imagine having if I visited Cyprus. We love its distinctive mint flavor and its fluffy texture. It's so satisfying, and if you don't finish it all in one go, it's still great the day after too. And now, as I promised, the gluten-free version. I use the same exact ingredient amounts and procedure. I let it proof for 1 hour. Then I threw in halloumi, onion, olives, and mint. The only difference is that I allowed the dough to rest half an hour in the tin before baking, which made it rise a little more. The other reason why it's taller is that I used a smaller cake tin. Anyway, doesn't it look great too? The texture is a bit more bread-like, but that's because this flour, like most gluten-free flours, absorbs more water than regular wheat flour. So if you're looking to obtain an even softer texture, you could probably add a bit more water to the dough, but I found this incredibly soft and enjoyable as it is. Anyway, whether you call it bread or cake, I've already made Hellimli a few times, and I'll definitely make it again. What about you? Are you going to give it a try? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. So, where are we going next?